Ever since starting this YouTube channel, I've come across a newfound feeling in my life that I've consistently lived with for the last 2 years now. Like I'm behind. Not behind in life, that was the entirety of my early 20s. This time it's more being behind on my demands. I have demands at work, demands from this channel, which are wonderful demands to be sure. I also have to find the time to get a little more on track with my fitness goals. And lastly, to manage this house and not seem like some disgusting bachelor. Every stage of life requires a new personal amount of leveling up, I think. This feels like one of those times. I want to be able to say that I can step into the role of a competent, soon-to-be 28-year-old. The kind of person who the 12-year-old version of me would have imagined he would have become at my age right now. So I'm stealing a challenge from the Goal Guys to try to go 1 week without procrastinating. How does one even go about doing this? I see no way to do this more effectively than to calendar block and actually take that calendar blocking seriously. So I started out just by laying out my plans for the entirety of this week. Now some things I haven't been able to schedule super tightly. For instance, obviously, I'm not seeing anyone right now except for a handful of people. So in the evenings, I'll have more flexibility. Maybe I'll see my parents, maybe I'll hang out with my best friend, Sean. Maybe I'll just keep working, or maybe I'll clean, or maybe I'll work out. The evenings have some flexibility, but the rest of my time will be very tightly scheduled. It's gonna look like this: 6 to 9 a.m., wake up, workout, meditate, coffee, writing, to the degree that I have time. 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., grind at the day job. Do some damage. Make those clients feel my presence. Let the name Pandey be known throughout the Salesforce consulting world. If I finish something early, I'll be prepping for my next Salesforce exam. You know, I have some PTSD about it. You know, whenever I think about taking the exam, my knees get weak, palms sweaty, mom spaghetti. But I have a goal of taking it before the new year. In 2022. 1 to 5 p.m., more work with aggression and dedication. If I'm really on top of my Jira tickets, I'll pull out my Notion or my OneNote and start scripting out a new YouTube video, just banging it out, just getting it done. On the weekends, it's gonna be much the same, except instead of working the day job, I'll either be shooting in the field, editing, working with Thomas on pre-production on the next video. The main thing to avoid in all of this is the mindless scrolling, the mindless consumption, the overthinking, because as soon as I start doing any of that stuff, I become absolutely miserable. Here's what happened. On Monday, I woke up at 6 because I had set this as an intention and a challenge I was directly pursuing. I really didn't feel tired. I got up, made some lemon water, if you can believe it, and after a bit of stretching, I worked out. One of my projects this week is to renovate the house a little bit, to have a wall painted, to make the editing bay look a little more enticing and attractive. So we're gonna head into Home Depot. I'm not really competent with home improvement work, but we'll give it a go. Get some hooks, get some paint. We're gonna do some things. This is pretty. Hey, what's up? So it's 6 p.m. on the first day that I'm not supposed to be procrastinating. We're doing a little studio setup, as you can see here. I have a new lens coming tomorrow, the Laowa Probe lens. A lens I'm very excited about. It was sitting in my cart for like 6 months. So in preparation for that lens, which requires a lot of light, we have to build out this new light, and then I'll go visit my parents, because I'm a good son. Right, Thomas?
Correct.
You're doing a great job, Thomas.
Thank you.
Thomas does all the work. I just tell him what to do.
Dude, the probe on this would be crazy.
So I was able to get 2 full hours of scripting in this morning, that never happens. It's usually the thing that I always neglect the most because I hate trying to come up with new video ideas. I tend to dislike all of my ideas. And so, yeah, it feels great to start the day a little bit earlier and have that intensity in mind of not wasting any time and getting something done. I'm just gonna go. So it's been an insane day of productivity, and I honestly, in these last 3 days, have done so much more than I would have otherwise. But as Ali Abdaal would say, I need to productively take a break. What would often happen in the past is that I would think I need a 5-minute break, and then I would just scroll Instagram, and then 40 minutes would go by, and I would just hate myself. But now I've decided to take actually productive breaks in the trope of this video to make my break as productive as possible. So I'm actually gonna watch Interstellar. I love that movie. I love Christopher Nolan. I actually got a bunch of retro posters of Christopher Nolan that that we put up today. Let me try to log into Netflix to see if I can watch Interstellar. This video is sponsored by Surfshark VPN, which is the most cost-effective VPN on the market. Without a VPN, you are more exposed to online threats such as malware, identity theft, ad manipulation, and price discrimination. In this regard, being able to hide your location using a VPN is especially useful. An amazing aspect of a VPN like Surfshark is that you can also watch regionally blocked content. So if I want to watch Interstellar and it's not available on Netflix USA, I can just switch my VPN to go to Toronto, and then I can go into watching my movie and feeling like I'm relaxing productively, as was the challenge this week. For a limited time, get 84% off of a 2-year plan and 4 extra months for free at surfshark.deals/Captain Sinbad. Thank you, Surfshark VPN, for sponsoring this video. So, fun fact, when you just set the intention of wanting to get more done and make it a challenge to not waste any time, it sort of does end up happening. Yesterday I woke up at 6 a.m. I went through my morning workout routine, I meditated, I took a cold shower. I did all the things, I just did them a little earlier. This morning I ran through the same gamut of activities, had therapy, but I had a little bit of a gap, so I went out and got myself a haircut, you know, just to be a little spicier, stay spicy, that's my life motto. Edit that part out, stay spicy. But now I've got a bit of a gap and I just had lunch, I'm feeling groggy, and yet I shall not waste any time. So that being said, let's go clean out the garage a little bit and then try to put together a shelf. See, I think like the reason people like Casey Neistat, they do the vlog style format, like they're always doing something, is because it sort of kills existentialism for a little bit, is what I realized. You don't have to think, you don't have to reflect on what's happening with your life. Literally always have to fill up the time with something to do. I will say I've definitely spent way less time scrolling Instagram, and I'm definitely happier as a result of that. Hi there. Hi there. I'm just gonna take it. Well, that's the last day of the challenge. We actually just finished filming a sketch, so we're just using that same setup to finish out this video. It's just the afternoon. There's still, you know, the rest of my day left, but I have all that scheduled. I'm just gonna close out this video here. What I learned this week is that intention makes a difference. Like, just because I had scheduled my day and set an intention of trying to get as much done as I could this day and this week. Now, one downside to this challenge was that there were a few times that I fell off track, and I felt like kind of like quitting or giving up in the middle of it because I was doing so well, and then I got derailed for a little bit. For instance, the other night, I had agreed to chatting with a YouTube friend, Eric Wen, and we were talking pretty late into the night because of the time difference. And so I woke up a little late. I didn't hit my 6 a.m. wake-up call that day. And so that day I didn't have time to get the workout or the meditation in, and I was kind of bummed about it derailing the challenge. But then I resolved to kind of just get back on with the rest of the schedule, what I'd plotted out for my day that day. And I'm surprised by how much got done this week. I mean, we finished building out the editing bay. It looks way nicer down there. It's gonna be a great spot to film in. 2 videos got filmed this week. I actually ended up cleaning, doing laundry, getting groceries. As a cliche useless bachelor, all these things that I kind of neglect from time to time, well, they got taken care of, so hopefully I'll be eating less takeout this week. And I finished a big task at work. I got this automation put together for a client, which hopefully will put us on track to finish out the year strong. So it wasn't a perfect week by any means, but I think I am gonna continue this trend of scheduling out my day very tightly, because it's helped me get more done. It's been a safeguard against that dread of not knowing what to do with myself and the temptation that might come in from like scrolling my phone. And overall, I found that I actually have more time than I thought I did. I'm not quite as busy as I thought I was. There was all this dead space that I've sort of managed to close. If there's one thing I'm gonna take away on the other end, it's that if things ever do get derailed, if you're not as productive as you wanna be one day, or you had a schedule and you miss a couple of things on it, I'm just gonna try to not let that stop me. I'm gonna move on with the next thing and kind of pick myself up. Yeah, that's my takeaway for the week. Greatness is coming, as always. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.